The first alert came at 2:17 a.m. I remember the exact time because it woke me up instantly, not slowly, not like a normal notification. It was loud, violent, sharp enough to make my chest tighten before I was even fully awake. My phone lit up. Bright white screen, emergency alert system, then the sound. That same tone everyone knows, that unnatural buzzing. But this time, it didn't stop. It just kept going. 5 seconds, 10, 15. I grabbed the phone, heart racing. The message appeared. "This is a test. Please remain calm." I exhaled slowly. Okay, a test. Just a glitch, maybe. Then the text changed, right in front of me. "This is still a test." My stomach dropped. That's not how alerts work. They don't update. They don't change. I stared at the screen, waiting. Then another line appeared. "Why are you awake?" My entire body went cold. No. The room felt different. Quieter. Too quiet. I looked around. Everything normal, dark, still. But something was wrong. The silence felt controlled, like something had muted the world. My phone vibrated again. The message updated. "You should be asleep." I backed up against the wall. This isn't real. The alert expanded, taking over the entire screen. "Respond." 2 buttons appeared. Yes, no. My hand trembled. What happens if I press? The phone buzzed again. Respond. Now I didn't press anything. And that's when the TV turned on, by itself, static at first. Then, the same alert, but different. The text was larger, distorted, and behind it, something was moving. A shape, barely visible, standing behind the message, watching. The alert changed again. You didn't respond. My breathing became shallow. I'm not touching that. The screen flickered, then showed something new. A camera feed. My room, from the corner. I froze. That's not possible. I don't have a camera. But there it was, showing me, standing there, holding my phone. The version of me in the feed wasn't moving, even though I was. I waved my hand. Nothing. The feed stayed still. Then, it moved, slow, delayed, like it was catching up. The alert updated again. Latency detected. My heart started racing. What is this? The TV flickered. Now the shape behind the alert was clearer. Human, standing too still. The alert expanded again, synchronizing the feed zoomed in, closer to my face. And I saw something that made my stomach drop. The version of me on the screen was smiling. I wasn't. I touched my face. Neutral. No smile. But on the screen, it kept smiling. Wider. Unnatural. The alert changed again. Mismatch detected. The room felt heavier. Like the air was thick. Like something was pressing in. Then the sound came. From the TV, my voice, but distorted. You're out of sync. I stepped back. No. The screen glitched. Then showed something worse. Multiple feeds. Different rooms. Different people. All awake. All holding their phones. All looking at the same alert. And all of them slightly out of sync. Some smiling too early. Some moving too late. All wrong. The alert updated. Correcting users. My phone vibrated violently. The buttons reappeared. Yes. No. I realized something. This wasn't a question. It was a choice. Either I match the system, or it fixes me. The TV flickered again. The figure stepped forward, now fully visible. It looked like me, but not exactly. Too perfect. Too aligned. It spoke, without moving its mouth. We already have your timing. The room shifted. Walls stretched. The feed updated. Now showing me from multiple angles. Every movement. Every blink. Analyzed. Compared. Corrected. The alert changed. One last time. Final sync. Required. My body felt heavy. Slower. Like I was lagging behind myself. The version on the screen moved first. Then I followed. Half a second later, I tried to resist, but it didn't matter. Every movement I made, it adjusted, forced, aligned. The TV flashed white. The sound stopped. Silence. Then, everything snapped. Back to normal. My room, my phone, my body, all still. Perfect. I breathed out, slowly. It's over. The phone buzzed one last time. A final message. Sync complete. I frowned. What? Then I noticed something, my reflection. In the black TV screen. It moved. Before I did. And smiled. Before I could stop it. Now every night at 2:17 a.m., the alert comes back. Not to warn me, but to check. To make sure. I'm still in sync. And if I ever fall out again, I don't think it will ask next time. Because now I understand the truth. It was never a test. It was a calibration. And I wasn't the user. I was the error. At first, I tried to act normal. That's the instinct. When something impossible happens, you pretend it didn't. I put the phone down, turned off the TV, laid back in bed, closed my eyes. But I didn't sleep, because I could feel it. A delay. Not in the room, in me. Every time I moved, there was a fraction of a second where it felt like I had already done it. Like I was following something, not leading it. I opened my eyes again, slowly raised my hand, and froze, because I felt the movement before I saw it. My hand had already moved, just slightly, ahead of me. No, my breathing became uneven. This isn't real. I turned my head toward the TV. The screen was off, black. But in the reflection, I saw myself, sitting up, even though I was still lying down. My chest tightened. The reflection blinked, then stopped, then slowly turned its head toward me. I didn't move. I couldn't. The reflection smiled. Then the TV turned on again. Static. Then the alert returned. Louder this time. More aggressive. Emergency alert system. The text appeared instantly. Deviation detected. My phone lit up at the same time. The same message. The room dimmed slightly, like the light itself was adjusting. The alert updated. User falling out of sync. I stood up quickly. Or at least, I tried to. Because again, my body moved first. Then I followed. Half a second behind. The delay was getting worse. The TV flickered. Now showing multiple versions of me. Stacked. Layered. Each one slightly offset, like frames of a broken video. The alert changed again, selecting stable version. My heart stopped. What does that mean? One of the versions on the screen stepped forward. Clearer. More stable. More correct. The others flickered, distorted, like they were being rejected. I backed away. No, I'm still here. The version on the screen spoke. We know. My voice, but calm, controlled, like it had already accepted everything. The room shifted again. Now I saw something new. Not just my room. Other rooms. Other people. All in the same situation. All slightly delayed. All trying to catch up to themselves. The alert updated. Multiple users detected. The feeds zoomed out. Hundreds. Thousands. All connected. All being corrected. The version on the screen looked directly at me. You're not special, it said. This happens every cycle. My chest tightened. What cycle? The screen flickered, then showed something I wasn't supposed to see. A timeline, not of hours, not of days, of versions, different copies of me, each labeled. Failed, replaced, corrected, and one highlighted. Current. My breathing stopped. No. The version nodded slightly. You're behind. The room darkened. The alert changed again. Forced alignment initiated my body locked. Completely. I couldn't move, couldn't breathe properly, couldn't even blink. The TV showed my face. Close, too close, and slowly. My expression began to change. Not by choice, not by thought. Forced. My lips moved. Into a smile. The same one from before. Unnatural. Perfect. The version on the screen smiled back. In sync, it whispered. The pressure lifted slightly. I gasped, fell to my knees. "What are you doing to me?" The screen flickered. Then showed something worse. A version of my room. Empty. No me. Just the phone. Just the TV. Still running. Still active. The alert updated. Primary removed. My heart stopped. What? The version on the screen tilted its head. "You don't exist there anymore." I looked around. My room. Still here. Still real. But something felt off. Like it wasn't mine, like I was visiting. The alert changed again. Transfer in progress. The walls flickered, the floor shifted, and suddenly I saw both. Two versions of reality. One where I was, and one where I wasn't. And they were merging. The version on the screen stepped forward, closer, closer, until it filled the entire display. "You had time to adjust," it said softly, "but you resisted." My breathing became shallow. "So what happens now?" It smiled. "Now we finalize." The alert flashed red. Final sync required. My body went still again. The delay disappeared. Everything felt perfect, too perfect. I raised my hand. This time, it moved instantly. No delay, no lag, nothing wrong. The version on the screen nodded. "Better." The room stabilized. Everything aligned. Everything quiet. Everything correct. The phone vibrated. One final message. Wait for confirmation. I stood there, perfectly still, perfectly synced. And for the first time, I didn't feel wrong. I felt normal. And that's when I realized something terrifying. I wasn't catching up anymore. I had already been replaced. And I just didn't remember when it happened. At first, I didn't question it. That's the part that scares me the most now. Everything felt correct. My movements were instant. My thoughts were clear. My breathing steady. No delay. No mismatch. No fear. I stood in my room, perfectly still, perfectly aligned. And for the first time since it started, nothing felt wrong. The phone buzzed. I looked down. Confirmation required 2 buttons appeared. Stable, unstable, I didn't hesitate. My finger moved instantly. Pressed, stable. The screen flashed white. Then, silence. Complete. The TV turned off. The lights stabilized. The air felt normal again. Everything was over. Or at least, that's what I believed. The next morning, I woke up at exactly 2:17 a.m. Not 2:16. Not 2:18. Exactly 2:17. My eyes opened instantly. No confusion. No hesitation. Like I had been scheduled. I sat up slowly. Everything already felt prepared. My phone was in my hand, even though I didn't remember picking it up. The screen was on. The alert was already there. Emergency alert system. But this time it looked different. Cleaner, sharper, more complete. The message appeared instantly. Status. Stable. I stared at it. No fear, just understanding. The TV turned on. No static, no distortion, just a clear feed. Rows of people, hundreds, all sitting in their rooms, all holding their phones, all perfectly still, all looking forward, just like me. The alert updated. Network synchronized. My chest felt empty, not hollow, just unnecessary. Like emotions had been reduced to functions. A new message appeared. Begin calibration. The screen shifted, now showing a single person, a man, sitting in a dark room, holding his phone, confused, moving slightly too late, out of sync. I watched him, carefully. The system highlighted him. Deviation detected. My phone vibrated. A prompt appeared. Correct user? 2 buttons. Yes, no. I didn't hesitate. Pressed. Yes. The feed zoomed in, closer to the man's face. His eyes widened, like he felt something. The alert on his phone appeared. This is a test I watched. Calm, detached. He backed away, shaking, just like I did. The system updated. Latency confirmed his movements delayed, his reflection out of sync, his breathing uneven. I felt nothing, only recognition. This is the process. The words came out of my mouth, without thought, without emotion. The system displayed new data. Multiple versions of him, stacked, offset, broken. Then one version, stepped forward, stable, correct. The rest faded, deleted. The alert flashed. Selecting stable version. I watched as the chosen version aligned. Perfectly. Instant. Seamless. Just like me. The feed ended. The screen returned to normal. My room. My reflection. Perfect. The phone updated. User corrected a pause. Then something else appeared. A new label. Next to my status. Role. Observer. My chest tightened slightly. Not fear, something else. Memory, faint, distant, like something I used to feel. I looked at my reflection again. For a moment, just a moment, I thought I saw something behind my eyes. Something still aware, still watching, still trying to move. Then it disappeared. The system updated again. Next target loading the TV changed. Another person, another room, another version of me before all of this. Confused, scared, out of sync. I tilted my head slightly, studying him, recognizing every movement, every reaction, every mistake, because I had already made them. The phone vibrated one last time. Begin observation. I raised my hand. Perfect timing, perfect control, and pressed. Start now every night at 2:17 a.m. I wake up exactly on time, no delay, no error, and I watch. I correct. I synchronize. Until there are no more mismatches. Until everything is perfect. And sometimes, just for a second, when the screen flickers, I see one version of myself, still trying to move too late, still trying to resist, still believing he's real. And I almost remember what that felt like. Almost. But then the system stabilizes, and the feeling disappears. Because now I understand the truth. There was never anything wrong with the system. The problem was always the delay, and I was just another version that needed to be fixed.